Welcome back, everyone, to BBB Sharing. I'm Evie, Director of Ignite, Sparked by BBB. And with me today, luckily enough, I have Josh in here with me.
Hello, lovelies.
Haven't had you in here in a while with me. And then I have my wonderful guest for the day, Eichelle from Eastern Lock and Key.
Hello.
Hi, Eichelle. So tell me about yourself and the Lock and Key business. Is this your business?
Yes, my husband and I own it.
Wonderful. So tell me what you guys do. I'm
Well-
sure the name gives it away a little bit.
Well, we are based out of Ashland, Virginia, over in the Hanover Air Park, and we've been there since '84.
Wow.
Granted, my husband and I bought it in 2003, so from that point on, it was ours.
That's wonderful.
So,
What are some things that you've noticed in your industry where sometimes it's difficult to communicate with a customer? Either they've had bad experiences with accredited or non-accredited businesses, or they've had good experience with your type of business.
well, there's definitely scammers out there, and they prey on especially the elderly. So we've seen a number of those cases come through, and then the feedback of dealing with various situations that put them in a kind of a high risk situation, or kind of a overpriced situation. So.
What do the scams look like? Is it just like fleecing or?
Well, actually, at one time we were involved directly because we had a listing out there, and somehow the scammer got a hold of our site and intercepted a phone number, making it look like it was us. But they click on it, and it takes them to this. It dials into their place, and it's generally a lady that takes the call, takes the information, finds out what they need, and then they tell them, okay, I'm going to have somebody call you back. And so someone else calls back from this company, arranges a service call to come out to do it, and then they have come out and they can't work on the lock, or they say they can't work on the lock and mess it up, and then now they have to replace it. So now the bill has gotten way high. So in 2 cases in 1 week, I got calls saying they're upset with me because I overcharged them and they need an explanation. So
And
I
you're like,
had
"What
to
is
ask
I don't
more
know what
questions.
you're talking about. I have no
I
record
know.
of you.
Yeah.
I had to ask some questions, and because I didn't recognize the address, I didn't recognize the names, and we're a very small business, so I know everything that's going on. So I asked the questions, and come to find out they had clicked on what they thought was a link to call me, but they called somebody else, and like in one case, it was a rekey, which should have been like more in the area of like 120, 130. But the customer was charged over $300, and so they weren't given a receipt, and the person that did it was in a van that was parked up the street, and there was another person in the van. They seemed rushed, and they just came in, did it, and then left, and they didn't get a receipt, and then they couldn't go back after that person. So
That's really scary. It's one of the things that we like to talk about, especially, I don't know, are you accredited? Mm-hmm. That's
Yes.
wonderful. So congratulations.
Thank
you. You are part of a marketplace that starts with trust. And this is why we love having accredited businesses come in here, because you guys are kind of like, you come in and you pick up the pieces after the scammer has done the damage.
right.
And you have to build that relationship back up with the overall industry, with the client, without them having to feel like they're going to get scammed every single time they call a company to come to their house and fix something,
Right.
which sucks for you because you're like, I do what I'm supposed to be doing, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's what makes the customers appreciate you more is you taking the time out to kind of mend that relationship.
Correct. Yeah, we get a lot of our business based on referrals. So we have a lot of longtime customers, and then we don't do any advertising. So it's nice because we don't have to. We have that return customer, then referrals.
That's wonderful. I feel like marketing right now is kind of a rat chase. It's like trying to chase your tail.
I can't wrap my head around it.
Yeah, it's a lot of having to keep up with the trends and stuff like that. So it's nice having that relationship within the community with
Right.
people that are regular customers. What are some things that you notice has changed in your industry?
Well, there's so many more mobile locksmiths out there, doing the calls and everything. So definitely some competition. However, in our area, we have a really good location. We have a great community. Customers are wonderful. We have been able to successfully run our business without the problem with the competition. Mostly because I think it's, we've built a trust in the community. And so it's just been really nice in that respect to work with the great people of the Hanover County and surrounding areas.
Awesome.
So.
What are some services that you guys provide?
Well, I have a lock shop, so you can walk in, brick and mortar. And so a lot of key duplication. I can do automotive, remote, and key programming as well. I do rekey, master keying, lock installs, all your basic stuff. I don't do much safe repair and the access control. There's plenty of companies that can do that. We're a small business, and our longtime employee, over 19 years, had retired a year ago. So I'm really a small business right now. So we're a little more limited until I find some more good help. But those are pretty much the services we offer. We don't do much of the automotive unlocks. There's so many of those companies that can do and offer that. I just don't have the ability or the people to do it.
I will say, so my parents own hotels. They have those electronic locks outside with the key cards. Do you guys do any of those?
So a lot of that is access control. We can do the residential, the battery operated keypads, which I do a lot of. So that kind of basic stuff I can do.
Awesome.
But yeah, there's some great companies out there that provide the access control.
Yeah, I don't blame
technical.
you for not doing that, because that really is a pain, and we'd probably have you on speed dial.
Oh, there we go.
But that's wonderful. I love that you guys are a small business. You build that relationship with your customer a lot easier that way, I feel like, and they get to see a face, and now even see and hear a face if they're going to be a first-time customer with the podcast.
Right. I was curious, have you ever gotten any calls saying like, hey, this is probably more of a 911 call, but being like, yeah, like I just see like this dog or like this kid in a car and I need to like unlock this car real quick?
I do get those occasionally. Unfortunately, because I'm shorthanded, I can't really go and run off, but I do recommend a lot of companies that I do know that provide that service, and they're able to get the help they need.
That's
cool.
Wonderful.
Because I know some people will like call 911 for that. But I know I don't know why they would be like call a locksmith for it, but it makes sense.
Right.
Like,
well, and if you do have an infant in your car and it's locked, the fire.
Yeah, they could figure that out.
Yeah, they're there to provide that help. So.
That's wonderful. How can people get in contact with you?
Well, they can find us on Google. Come find us there in the Hanover Air Park on Ledbetter Road. We have a shop right there in the front, Monday through Friday, 11 to 5. I don't work weekends, but I do service calls before and after that. The shop is open. So they can just call me at 804-550-2400.
Wonderful. Eichelle, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
I will say, I'll give you a BBB tip. We have Spark Conversations here once a month. Our upcoming one is April 22nd. You might find a new employee there. So,
wonderful.
Great networking opportunity, great place to find a potential employee. There's so many different businesses and potential employees that come to these events because they want to learn.
Oh, wonderful.
So if you're ever interested, just contact us, either Josh, Olga, or myself, and we'll be happy to get you guys in for that. And everyone that is watching on YouTube, BBB Central VA, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. Do not forget to hit that notification bell so that you can get notified every time we post. And if you're listening on Spotify, BBB Sharing, please make sure to follow us. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.